Twilly-dilly-dee, 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 tweet, 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 tweet.
She talks to the people all night long, chatting and a gabbing and a singing her song. All the divas down on Rainbow Street love to hear Toni go tweet, tweet, tweet. Talking Toni,
Tweet, tweet,
talking Toni.
tweet, twilly-dee,
Oh, talking Toni gonna talk tonight.
tweet, twilly-dee.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Talking Toni. I am your host, Toni Holmperm, the singing diva of Long Island, and I'd like to welcome you all to my little show here, where I get to talk to some of the many fabulous people here on Long Island. Now, joining me today are two very, very good personal, close friends of mine. We have, normally they would be Keyth and Graham Nealon. However, for our very wonderful show today, we have Imperial Crown Princess Royale, Madelyn Keyth, and Imperial Crown Prince Graham DeCracker of the Imperial Court of New York. Whew, that's a lot. That's a lot to say all at once. But thank you both for being here today.
Thank you
It's
so
our
much for
pleasure.
having us.
Yes,
Thank you. And as for everyone who is watching, you both look amazing.
Thank you.
Thank
I
you.
feel quite underdressed, but that's okay. You know, in Imperial Court, I am only a baroness. I am low on the rung. So you are Crown Princess and Crown Prince, and next month you will both be ascending to the role of Empress and Emperor of the Imperial Court of
That's
New
right.
York.
Correct.
Yeah.
So, and we're going to discuss a lot of things about Imperial Court
Okay.
and your journey and all those things. So, Graham, let me start with you.
Sure.
How did you get, as you are a board member on the Imperial Court as
I
well.
am, yes.
Now, for everyone who doesn't know what the Imperial Court is, would you mind telling everyone?
I'm happy to. Thank you. The Imperial Court is what's called a 501c3 organization. That's a taxation code, which means that we're an educational and philanthropic organization. So we raise money for LGBTQ plus charities.
Correct.
And there are a variety of them, everything from Senior Action in the Gay Environment SAGE to God's Love We Deliver to there's a homeless shelter for LGBTQ youth called Trinity Place Shelter in Upper Manhattan, which is another one of our favorite charities. So we raise money for a lot of different organizations. And we do it by having fundraisers. We have shows that we put on in all over New York City, Long Island, New Jersey, so that's how we raise the money. We're patterned after mock royalty, I guess is the best way to describe it. So
Correct.
when you join the Imperial Court of New York, you come into the court as a lord or a lady, depending on the line that you're.
That's how I started. I
Right,
was
so
a lady.
that's how you come in. So the female line, which is predominantly a drag line, those are all female titles, and then the male line, of course, are all the male titles. You raise up through the ranks, and so it goes. I won't bore you with all the titles, but there are 7 or 8 different titles before Emperor and Empress, and you get elevated through those titles by working with the organization, serving on the board of directors, producing shows, helping out at shows, helping out with our big ball night of 1,000 gowns, which we'll talk about later, and those kinds of things. So as you work for the organization and help the organization, you get elevated through the ranks. And the highest rank is the highest elevated ranks are Prince Royal, which is what I am, and Princess Royale, which is what Maddy is. And so that's how it works. The Emperor and the Empress, which are the figureheads for the organization and the forward-facing part of the organization, are elected positions.
Right.
They're elected every year by the membership of the Imperial Court of New York. You have to run for the position. You have to campaign for the position.
Which we did.
Which we did. Yes, we did.
Successfully.
And they're elected each year. So we all of us are elected in September, and then we have 6 months until our Night of a Thousand Gowns. Again, we'll talk about that later. Is the time when we are crowned. It's our coronation. That's the last part of that fabulous evening.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. And now, Maddy, how did you get involved with the Imperial Court?
Actually, we have a lot of mutual friends on Long Island that were court members. And when I discovered that there was a court in New York, because I started out in the court in San Diego back in 1985.
See, now I would have been like 19. 19.
So I started back in the court back then, and I had a blast. It was a learning experience. I got to meet amazing like-minded people who loved doing the charity work that they did, and they basically took this old pageant show queen and turned her into somebody who was able to have a voice and raise a lot of money for a lot of different charities.
Yes.
And I was so excited when I found out that there was a court that had been going strong for well over 20 years when I got back to New York. So I joined. I started as a lady like everybody else, and I worked my way up. Actually, I started as a lord because I started on the male line.
That's right.
And we do have a male and a female line, but I do want to make people aware that if you're interested in the court and you don't want to fit into that lord, lady, male, female line, we also do honor non-binary titles. For instance, you would be a liege, a scion. These are titles that we're starting to institute now that they're not specifically gender noted.
Right.
So whatever you're comfortable with, because the court is not just drag queens and gay men. We have
Correct.
straight allies. We have people of every walk of life, of every one of the letters.
Every color of the rainbow.
And
we
anything
have,
you have a
yes.
flag for, we have
Yes.
a member for.
That's right. That's
and
right.
It's not just drag shows. We have outreach programs that I find amazing. We go visit people who are stuck in hospice or stuck in halfway houses that their whole life revolves around that cigarette breakout on the patio, and then we come in and we bring some cake and a show, and we spice up their afternoon every now and then.
And the three of us just did that recently.
The three of us
Yes.
have been participating.
With the
You
Helping
much longer
Hearts.
than me, which is why you should never say I'm just a baroness.
Oh.
Okay. The title has nothing to do
That's
with the
true.
amount
That's
of work
very
you
true.
do.
That's very true.
Okay. We've ascended because of other things, because of committees, and it's never to say that somebody who's a baroness does not work just as hard
That's true.
Very
as
true.
somebody who's a princess.
Or even somebody who's just entered.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean,
We have some new members that are killing it.
yes.
They're all over the place. They have raised thousands of dollars for charities that they get to choose what they want to help with.
Right.
I wanted to stress the outreach. And the other thing that I wanted to stress is we don't only raise money for those charities that you've heard of. Like
Right.
I love God's Love We Deliver because I don't think anybody should ever be hungry.
Correct.
But there are over 70 courts nationwide, Canada and Mexico. The great thing about the Imperial Court is you get to hone in and pick out those little tiny community charities that nobody knows about, nobody hears about, and therefore nobody supports.
Right.
Or they get very little support. They're struggling to write grants, and yes, we can give money to Hedrick Martin, and they appreciate every dollar we raise.
Right.
Personal favorite, Thursday's Child. They're right here on Long Island.
Right.
We're going to talk about something we're doing
Very
for them
special
this
for them
this
this
Sunday that
Sunday,
we do
yes.
every year. I love them. That's one of those smaller charities that if you don't live in Long Island, if you don't live in New York City, you don't know about Thursday's Child.
Right.
You don't know about Trinity Place Shelter. We're able to not only give them a little bit more visibility and a voice, but we're able to bring in much needed funds that they can't get anyplace else.
Right, right. Yes. And another very special thing about the two of you becoming emperor and empress, and correct me if I'm wrong, aren't you going to be the very first, at least for New York, emperor and empress that are also a married couple?
We are.
First legally married.
Oh, first legally
First
married.
legally married
Yes.
couple.
I believe in the
I'm
past.
married now. I'm married.
I believe in the past there has been, I believe, one couple that were partnered. But yeah, we're the first legally married.
First
couple.
legally married.
Yes.
Now, this is very interesting to me, this dynamic, because really, traditionally, the role of emperor and empress in the court, it's more of a co-worker relationship, really. Now, you not only have the co-worker relationship, but you also have the relationship.
Right. That's
So and it's like, unlike maybe some other emperor and empresses, once you've done an event or whatever, you can both like
Get away from each other.
Get away from each other. You go to your separate homes, and now you don't have that luxury.
Okay, so one of the things about the Imperial Court, and it's not written any place that they don't want couples who are partnered or married to reign together. It's a stressful time.
Of course.
It's 6 months prior to being crowned,
Right.
the year you're crowned, and you don't get to just walk away. The year that you're a dowager, the year after you're crowned, it's your job to assist the incoming monarchs and make sure that whatever legacies you started continue, and to make sure that what you've tried to build and become a part of doesn't fall apart after you leave.
Correct.
So there's a lot of stress on a relationship. That's why they kind of don't encourage it, because everything that we do is out of pocket. So we don't get paid to do this.
No.
Nobody pays for our traveling expenses, this jewelry, and the gowns. It all comes out of pocket.
Yes.
So we're older. So, we're not in our 20s, 30s, 40s.
Stop there.
Or even
Don't go any
50s.
further.
Or even 50s. So some of the things that might stress out a younger couple, we're kind of beyond that.
True.
Graham is retired, so he's got a little bit more time during the day. I run a business for somebody else, and I have my own business, which means that I'm able to really work my own hours. So we're able to do this as a couple because we've thought about it.
Right.
We don't go out that much. So basically what we pledge is for the next year, our social life is the Imperial Court.
Right.
And it has a lot to do with our dedication to what we've signed on for.
Absolutely. And I just want to say hello. We have a bystander waiting in the corners. We have the current Empress of the Imperial Court of New York, Chiletta Devine, my drag mother. And she was kind enough to stop in. If I had known she was coming, we probably could have set up another microphone. So, but she doesn't want to get on camera.
No, she's telling us she doesn't want to be on
She
camera.
doesn't want to get on camera, but she is here to support us, and we love her so much.
Absolutely.
And it's gonna be Night of 1,000 Gowns next month is gonna be an amazing month.
It's gonna be
because
amazing.
Chiletta
really
will
is.
be stepping down, and you both will be stepping up.
Right.
And
as the
Chiletta
Emperor.
is your mom, but
Yes.
she's my sister.
Your sister. Drag is very incestuous.
Yeah, it really is.
It's very incestuous.
So the Night of 1,000 Gowns, it's a lot more than just us being crowned. We're celebrating this 33rd reign, which is Chiletta,
Right.
and her emperor, Antonio Ventura,
Yes.
and all the hard work they've done,
Yes.
and the thousands and thousands, tens of thousands of dollars that they've raised for charity.
Yes. We do have to say they have had an amazing reign.
absolutely.
Just amazing, and they've both helped raise money and awareness for so many LGBTQ plus organizations.
They've set an incredibly high bar.
Yes.
That's
right.
Thanks a lot, Chip. Thanks a lot.
Not only the money part of it, but also, I mean, they have been present and visible
Yes.
so much
Yes.
this year. They
Yes.
really have. I mean, I'm trying to remember. I think there were 25 or 30 events just in June of last
Yes.
year. Pride Month.
There were 4 Pride parades. I think a Taco Bell opened in Bayshore. They were there.
Well, priorities. Let's
Yeah,
face it.
exactly. You gotta eat.
You gotta eat.
But I mean, yes, they have set an incredibly high bar, and we're hoping to meet it and surpass it, because
Yes.
that's part of what we do as monarchs. We are, as I said before, we're the forward-facing part of the organization.
Yes.
There's a board of directors for the organization that runs the day-to-day and does
Right,
the business
right.
part of it. Our job is to be out there and be as visible as we possibly can and talk about the organization, so that hopefully we're always looking for new members.
And there will be no
Yes.
rest, because with Chuletta stepping down, that makes her my dowager.
Right.
And I'm going to have that hand on my back.
That's right.
For the next
Absolutely.
year going, do it, go,
Get
go.
out there.
And I know
Go,
it,
go,
and I'm
go.
going to appreciate it.
That's true. You'll be by your side. And you couldn't ask for a better person to be
Yes.
by your side.
Absolutely. And my Dowager Emperor is young enough to be my son, so we all know there's a lot of energy there too.
You
so
never reveal that.
I have a strong. I have 2 strong hands pushing me at this point.
But I think what actually works in your favor is the two of you have been doing so much together for the court for all these years. So this is really to me, it's like a natural extension of everything that you've been doing. And
Well, I also want to mention, for those people who are considering joining the court or an organization like it, we met
Yeah, that's right.
in the court.
met through the court.
Yeah, that's right.
We met over 6.
Matchmaker, make me a match.
So when you find somebody who's like-minded, if this happens to be something that you feel is within you, that you want to help other people and do charity work, it's a good place to meet people who have the same ideas and same ideals as you. You might find a husband.
That's
Well,
right.
there's that, and it's also, I mean, you also get to, one of the other fun parts of this is because of the different organizations that we work with, we get to meet so many people that or volunteers or staff of these other organizations that we support and that we partner with, and that's a lot of fun too. I mean,
Yes.
we've developed a lot of friendships through those connections too, which is nice. It's a nice way.
Well, like our Night of 1,000 Gowns, every one of these 70 some odd chapters all over the country, Canada and Mexico, they have their coronation ball.
Correct.
Of course, it's impossible to attend every
Every
one of
single
them,
one, I know.
or even to go to one every week. But every year, if you pick a couple that you want to go and visit their city or whatever, there are people there who you will automatically become friends with.
Absolutely,
The people
yes.
in every one of these cities, their hospitality, the way they treat the people who travel to come in to visit them and to help their charities and to just celebrate their court is amazing. We have what I truly believe will be some lifelong friendships that we've made in the court.
Absolutely.
This year, we plan on doing a little bit more traveling than we normally do because I got sisters here. I got to go to Sacramento, and
course.
and of course, Hawaii has the most amazing ball, and I haven't been in 30 years. But it also falls in the week of our anniversary, so we'll be traveling this year.
Honolulu, here we come.
All right. I can
So,
I can see you relaxing with one of those tropical drinks and the pineapple, the big umbrella and the big straw.
Don't forget the grass skirt and the pineapple
That's
boots.
right.
Pineapple counts as a fruit intake, right?
Yes,
So-
yes.
Of
It's a
course.
The diet.
vegetable.
Okay.
Of course,
Just
it's
making sure.
dietetic.
Just yeah.
It's like one of those, acidy, citrusy
There
things.
you
So
go.
it probably burns more calories than you're probably drinking it. You're burning more calories than it actually is.
We'll
So-
go.
Okay, we'll go with that.
Yeah.
That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
I'm with you, girl.
Now, speaking of coronations, you were both at the Connecticut coronation,
We were.
coronation.
which was last weekend, and our good friend Tallulah Bunkbed,
Yes.
she became
And Don
empress.
Houston became emperor.
Don Houston became the emperor, yes. So unfortunately, I couldn't make that, but for everything I've seen, it
was
looked
a
like
lot-
it was
it was
a
a lot of
fabulous
fun.
event. fun. Everybody had
fun.
so much fun.
It really was.
My husband did Tallulah's
Yes.
big updo.
Yes.
that she wore for her crownings. I was very happy to see that.
So we talked about incest, but your
God.
incestuous relationships. Well, a lot of courts will have a mother, sister, daughter. Connecticut is actually our daughter court.
That's right.
We help them get established. San Diego is our mother court. All courts stem from, all United States courts and court system courts stem from San Francisco. 55 years ago, we started our first empress was self-proclaimed in San Francisco.
Right.
And instead of just being that drag queen who sang in a bar, because she did sing live, she used her voice to draw in other people again to raise money for charities. Back then, we had the AIDS crisis.
Right.
Was just a terrible devastation going on, and they put all their time, energy, and effort into raising money for people who were dying, who are homeless.
Right.
And it wasn't until a couple of years later when the boys caught on and they started a separate line of emperors.
Right.
And a few years later, they became one. And we actually had a real court system with emperors and empresses. So all of our courts started from that 55 years ago. So some of our courts are 40 years old. Some are only 5 years old. Our Florida court is only a few years old now.
Right,
I think
right.
they're 3 or 4 years old right now. 2?
2 years old.
Just 2? Okay, so they're starting
they're
their
young.
third year. So it's a very young court. I forgot who their mom is, but like DC is an offshoot from New York. Not that they're part of New York.
Right.
They're their own organization, but we assisted them in getting their own charter so they could start that. Very strong court. Very proud of the courts that have come out of New York. They do wonderful stuff.
Speaking of wonderful stuff, that's one of the things I think that the court is, predominantly known for is the great events that the court does, like the awesome '80s show and the Broadway show and Switch Night and all those like fun themes.
Fun yearly shows. We do annual shows with themes, and depending on what you're into, everybody looks forward to either the
Yes.
80s show or their Broadway show. And
Right,
they-
right.
some of them start planning their numbers 3 or 4 months in advance and costumes. And yeah, so there is something I might want to mention.
Yes, please.
This coming Sunday
This Sunday,
Right.
at Land's End in Sayville, we will be, Graham and I are 2 of the producers. There's also Veronica and Ash Blake, another couple, by the way. We're producing the 8th annual Drag Brunch, which is produced by the Imperial Court of New York. A lot of things have changed, and they change every year, but the one constant is one of the beneficiaries has always been
Thursday's Child. Yes.
This is our big yearly benefit where we try and raise money, as much money as we
As
can
much
for
money as we
Thursday's
can
Child.
for Thursday's Child, yes.
This year we're also going to split that because we want to have a better presence at Pride. Again, nobody pays our bills, so anything we want to do, we have to pay for.
Right.
So we're gonna try and help raise money so that we can have a float and get to have some fun with all the hard work that we do.
Yes. Now the drag brunch.
The drag brunch
which
is
this Sunday
always fabulous.
at Land's End in Sayville. And for anyone who's listening, if you are interested, tickets are still available.
They're still available.
At www.icny.org.
No, www.icny.tix.com.
Okay.
Right.
My bad.
No,
Say that again. Tell them
so
again.
everybody get a pen and pencil. Get
Pen and
ready to go.
pencil.
Okay. So it's www.icny.tix.com.
.com.
Now, we also will have tickets available at the door. The only thing about that is that we can guarantee you a seat, but we can't guarantee if you want to sit with specific people, then get your tickets online.
Get them
and let us-
online.
and let us know
Let
who
us
you'd
know.
like to sit with so that we can make sure that you get to sit with your friends at the brunch. everybody kind of commingles anyhow, but
Yes.
I don't know if how many of the listeners have been to Land's End, but it's an absolutely wonderful venue, and it's
And
right
also where you both
Where we got married.
got
you got
married.
married and you had your reception.
yes,
All right, so Land's End is owned by Love and Oven Caterers, who also owns Flowerfield, and that's where we had the last few.
Right.
We're just trying to change it up a little bit. This was formerly Cocktails Couture and Cabaret.
Right.
And it ran that way for 7 years. We're just rebranding it. It's still Cocktails Couture and Cabaret. It just has a different name.
Just a different name. So if
Right.
you
Still the
if
same
you
people.
remember coming to Cocktails and Couture,
Or if you've been to Cocktails and Couture in the past and you were wondering when it's happening, it's Sunday.
it's Sunday. That's all you need to know. Okay.
So tickets are $70. It includes a fabulous, sumptuous meal, a show. We're going to have a silent auction. We're going to have raffle baskets,
50-50.
50-50.
Yeah.
So you got a chance to win stuff.
My husband, the Wig Wizard, has
That
created
has-
a fabulous
yes.
wig
Oh my
that is
God,
going
yes,
to
it's
be
beautiful.
donated to be raffled off. So some lucky person is going
Yeah.
to
We
go
have
home.
some fabulous
hair.
entertainers from New York City and Long Island.
That's right.
And Maryland that are coming up to do a fabulous show
Connecticut.
for you. And and Connecticut
We
too.
have Connecticut. We have actually
Oh.
a former Emperor and Empress of Connecticut are coming down to be
nice.
part of the
Yes.
show, which will be fun. Yeah.
2 empresses from Connecticut and an
That's
empress.
right. That's right.
Two.
Two.
So the staff there is awesome. The service is amazing.
Yeah.
The food is beyond incomparable, which of course is why we chose that place
Of
for our
course.
wedding.
Right.
And the view is beautiful. If you're not sure where Land's End Land's End is, and you've been to Fire Island, where you get that ferry, that's where it is.
That's where it
That's
is.
that beautiful wedding venue that you pass every time you take those Fire Island ferries out.
Yes, and we're actually part of a group number that we're going to be doing on Sunday. I can't wait for that.
You can't give away too much.
No, I'm not going to say what it is. I'm just going to say that it's going to be fabulous.
It's a very fun.
We were,
yes.
and also with Empress Gilletta, we did a group number last year at Cocktails and Couture.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
You remember we
There were
did,
6 of us. Cell Block Tango.
There was Cell Block Tango, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, but I like the one we're doing this year.
I love the
think
one.
it's gonna be a
I
lot
love
of
the
fun.
one we're doing this year. I love that one.
And actually, Chuleta, our reigning empress, and I will be doing a duet that we
Oh, a duet.
that we
Oh.
previewed in Connecticut.
Oh.
So yeah, we're gonna have some fun with that too.
Oh, that sounds like a lot of fun. Well, so if you've been to Cocktails and Couture, and I know that a lot of people listening, you have been to Cocktails and Couture. This is Cocktails and Couture, just with a different name.
2.0.
It's
Yeah.
2.0.
2.0.
Correct.
We're just rebranding.
Yes.
Remarketing.
It's like everything is the same, except it's in a different location.
Different venue.
But everything else
Same
is the
organization.
As a matter
Same
of fact,
fun.
they're the same producers as we had
Same
last year, too.
producers, yes, and still helping the same organization, Thursday's
Yes.
Child.
Absolutely.
So, of course, if you want to help Thursday's Child, then go to www.icny.tix.com to get those tickets. Tickets will be available at the door, but as Graham said, if you buy them at the door, you might not get to sit
You're gonna be filling.
no,
you're
you're
gonna be
gonna-
filling
you
in
have-
seats.
we
with
have
the
a seat
person
for
that
you.
you want to.
Right.
You know,
If you show up
so-
as a group, then you can sit together. That's not a
Yeah,
problem.
I mean, but make it easy on us, people. Just go online, okay? Especially Maddy and I, we're very busy. It's not that easy to do all this
This
work.
takes minutes.
Well, obviously,
Lots of minutes.
For me, it's just a little mascara and a little lip gloss, and I'm good to go.
I know you wake up that way.
I
saw
wake
you.
up almost this way. It just
Yeah.
need the mascara and a little lip gloss.
I got nothing.
Funnily enough, and I know this is true, despite Maddy, all the things you have to do to get into drag, sometimes you are still waiting for Graham
Yes.
to finish getting ready to leave the
Yes.
house.
I am what's known as a low maintenance queen. Him not so much.
You know
So
what?
much.
The good news, I know I'm high maintenance. I know it, and I can I take care of myself. Sometimes a little longer, but I can take. Yeah, it's all good.
I'm that one that is ready to go out the door. 94% of the time.
Okay, that's good enough.
Yeah.
I mean,
And to be fair, at least 80 to 85% of the time, we're ready at the same time.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd say, yeah, he's right, 60 to 70.
Well, that's good. Well, you're going to need to be this coming year. Let
I
me tell you.
I know.
Let me tell you.
I have some great ladies in waiting that I'll be naming this year, who I know will be there to zip me up when he's busy.
There you go.
Trying
That's
to-
all you need.
Yes.
That's
Making
all
sure
you
my
need.
brooch is on straight.
That's all you need.
And a couple of them will be helping us out this Sunday too.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, it's going to be a lot of fun. Okay, well, we're going to take just a quick break
Okay.
Sounds
for
good.
our sponsors,
Okay.
and then we will be right back to hear more from Keyth and Maddy. Hello, we're back. This is Talking Toni. I'm your host, Toni Holmperm, the singing diva of Long Island, and we're back with my very special guests from the Imperial Court of New York. We have the Imperial Crown Prince Royal, Graham de Cracker, and the Imperial Crown Princess, Madelyn Keyth. There, I got everything right. We have
And you
the
didn't
titles.
And you didn't have to hyperventilate or anything.
It's a lot to get out, but yes. Now, how exciting is this for you that in a month you're going to be the emperor and empress?
Right now, we're taking things one step at a time and trying, because everything right now is one big excitement after another. We had to get through coronation, and I'm a florist, so I had to get through Valentine's Day.
Right.
So then we had Connecticut. Now we have this going on this week. In 2.5 weeks is our Prince and Princess show,
Right.
which means that anybody that's in the court that holds the title of Prince, Princess, Princess Royale, Prince Royal, are all invited to do a show. And the royals, who are the duchesses and dukes and baronesses and marquises and marchionesses,
Right.
are invited to come in and cheer them on
Right.
and take the night off
Right.
and let the old timers do a little hard work. Because nobody's looking for elevations here. They're just doing it out of the goodness of their
Right.
heart and for whatever the charity is.
Right.
So then we have that coming up, and then we still have to get excited about coronation.
Right.
So I mean, there's a lot going on. We have outfits being made, and talk to you about hair to be done. you
Yes.
know,
Yes.
jewelry to be purchased, and I've been waiting 2 years to wear this crown. I've been waiting 30 years to wear this crown, but the crown I have, I've been waiting 2 years to wear.
2 years.
So I'm very excited. We have fabulous designers within the court system. Paprika Swirl,
Yes.
who's a past empress, is designing mine. And there was a past empress from
Boston.
Boston or Connecticut?
Paris is from
Paris from Boston?
Yeah.
Paris Ideen, who's designing Graham's. And both of them are amazing designers. They're not done yet. They're still working on them.
They'll
we just
be
got
ready.
them
They'll be ready.
Well, no, we just got them the fabric and everything. So we're really psyched. And everything is a process. So right now we're just so busy that we're forgetting to be excited. And I want to make sure that we relish this time.
Right.
Because I don't want the night of coronation to feel like everything just like our wedding. Ooh, what a good party, and it was over.
And then
I want to remember everything. I want to make sure that everything's prepared and we're ready to enjoy as much of it as possible. We love the reigning emperor and empress, so we want to be able to be there to celebrate them
Right.
as much as we can. And that last half hour, that's ours.
Right.
I want to be able to remember it and to really take it all in.
Yes. I can't believe, because, being at last year's Night of 1,000 Gallons, which that was my second
Yeah.
one. But like, seeing Chiletta and Antonio, like this rain that they've had, which was just an amazing rain, and that it's almost over already.
I know, right?
It's like it went
really
so
went quickly.
fast.
really
It went so fast. It's
really
like I just can't believe it. But it is going to be an amazing event, and Graham, maybe you can tell everyone about just how amazing Night of 1,000 Gowns is
And
going
you're
to
on.
be.
And I could do this. So,
Yes.
first of all, let me give you the date. It's March 28th.
March 28th.
The venue is the Hilton in Midtown. It's the one on 6th Avenue, right up from Rockefeller Center there. Tickets are still available. Same website. It's icny.tix.com. You can go on the website and purchase. Everybody's invited. The more the merrier. We have. We'd love to have. A lot of people come. We sold quite a bit of tickets, so we're actually in a good place at this point. So the evening starts with. Let me just give you an idea of how it works. The entire evening is an open bar. The entire evening. There's a 3-course dinner and. Amazing entertainment. We actually have entertainment. This year, our headliner is CeCe Pennington.
I'm so excited.
It has happened to me right in front of my face. Yes, I love that song. I can't wait.
I know. So CeCe
I'm
Pennington
living for that. Yes.
is our headliner this year, and then there are other performances that are happening that are the Monarchs get to decide and choose performers that they're called command performances. So regal.
Yes.
And they get to choose people to come and perform for them. And they always choose absolutely wonderful
Yes,
people from
absolutely.
around the circuit, from around New York, from all over the country, actually. So that's the entertainment this year. There are dance breaks. We have a silent auction.
I just have to mention that one of the command performances is this entertainer from Rhode Island who goes by the name Complete Destruction. Amazing, out of the box, quirky, talented, just everything. And no matter what you've seen as far as a drag show or on RuPaul's Drag Race, this is going to be different from that. That's what I love about her being command performance. It's not something that you'll see anyplace else but one of her shows.
Exactly.
Also, if you've never been to a coronation or especially Night of 1,000 Gowns, it's awe-inspiring. To walk into that ballroom, to see all that bling and people dressed up.
Yes.
It takes a good 20 minutes just to take in the sight. And when the out-of-town courts get presented and they're all dressed up in their finery, it's a sight to behold. My first coronation was, like I said, a long, long time ago, and I walked into a room full of all these crowns and gowns, and I'm like, I so belong here. So come check it out. You might find it's where you belong also.
Yeah.
Yes. And why don't you tell everyone who the beneficiary is? Because this is not just a night of, having fun. We're also
There's two beneficiaries.
two beneficiaries.
We have Hedrick Martin
Hedrick Martin.
and the Hudson Pride Center.
Yes.
Both were chosen by the reigning emperor and empress as charities close to their hearts. Chuleta does a lot of work
Yes.
with Hudson Pride, including sponsoring a prom for some of their kids and stuff.
Right.
And Hedrick Martin was chosen by both of them.
We should mention just a real quick riff on Hudson Pride. That's actually a charity in New Jersey.
Oh, okay.
So it's we look really at pretty much at New York and New Jersey as being our service area, for lack of a better
Right.
term. I think a measure of how we are viewed is how are the people that we help. And I think that Hudson Pride is just doing such wonderful things for these kids in New Jersey. And of course, we most people know what Hedrick Martin does in the city for kids too. So I think these are two amazing charities that the Monarchs have chosen this year, and we're happy to be helping them. So it is while it is an amazing evening of crowns and gowns and glitter and fun, there's a serious undertone to what we're doing. That we are raising money for these organizations to help them in the incredible and invaluable work that they're doing. That's really important. So, but yeah, and the other part of it is that it's you when you come to Night of a Thousand Gowns, it's a very friendly crowd too. And
Yes.
people are there's lots of talking, and people are also there from all over the country. And are happy to see. We're happy to see our old friends, and again, like not just our coronation, but all coronations. You get to see old friends, but you also get to make new friends, which is a
Absolutely,
lot
yes.
of fun too. I mean, there are a lot of friendships that are started and developed at these coronations around the country. So that's a fun part of it too.
Yes, I mean, I know my husband and I, we've made like so many new friends through the Imperial Court and the entire Imperial Court system, and just there's so many people that are just so so near and dear to our hearts. Especially both the two of you. I mean, we just love the both of you so much.
Thank you.
I have to say, we just love the two of you so much, and we're just we're both ecstatically happy that the two of you will be becoming emperor and empress.
Well, we're looking for we've gotten a lot of feedback, and a lot of people have already shown a lot of support for the upcoming reign, and I'm truly hoping that if even half of them are there, we're going to have an incredible time this coming year. Heading back to Night of a Thousand Gowns, besides that great dinner and a great show, there's also an incredible silent auction.
Yes.
Prizes
Oh
and
my
stuff that
Goodness,
are
yes, amazing raffle
donated
prizes.
From everything from airlines to jewelry stores, court jewelers, dress designers.
For the more butch among you, there's sports memorabilia too.
Oh yeah, there's some of that too.
Yes.
But
Alcohol baskets.
Oh yeah,
plenty of
course.
those.
there'll be plenty of alcohol. We're also sponsored by a couple of liquor and wine companies, so we've got great open bar.
Yeah.
Yes.
We should probably mention Stoli and Miller Coors and Quest Diagnostics. We have a lot of very faithful and generous corporate sponsors that help us with this every year too,
Right,
which of
right.
course helps us raise more money for the beneficiaries of the
Correct.
organization.
So really, I mean, if you're looking at everything that you're getting in this event, I mean, the price of the ticket,
Okay,
is
so,
not
speaking
that,
of the price.
Yeah, speaking of the price.
The price of the ticket is $375. However, we have one more week of an early bird special.
Ooh, here we go.
Tickets are $325 a piece till the end of February. So you have one more week
One more week.
to get tickets and save $50 a person. So don't forget, that's dinner, a show, open bar.
Bar for 5 hours.
For some of us, that open bar, that $300 would just cover the whole thing.
Right.
So, but I mean, like I said, it's a delicious dinner, open bar. You have the raffle baskets. You have a great show. You'd spend that much just going out on your own to a show and dinner,
Absolutely. And
you're donating money to great charities at the same time.
Exactly.
So you got to have a good time and feel good.
that's right. So you don't have to feel bad if you go a little wild at the open bar because you've already donated to charity.
Donating to charity. It's
So
a
don't
great
feel
thing.
bad about it.
I should also mention one more other quick thing about Night of a Thousand Gowns. As I said, it's at the Hilton, and we have a room block at the Hilton, which I believe is still open, and we have special rates that we negotiated for the hotel room. So if you'd like to come and stay at the Hilton, the room block is still open. And again, that's on the ICNY website, so it's icny.org, and there's a click on the link that talks about the coronation, and excuse me, and that's that will give you the information about the tickets, but it'll also give you the information about the hotel.
Right. So you can stay at the hotel. This way you don't have to worry about driving.
Right.
You know, if you have a little, too much at the open bar,
Right.
it's no problem. Just go back to your room when the party's over.
Absolutely.
So don't drink and drive, people, whatever you do.
It's New York City. That's why there's Uber, there's Lyft.
That's
there's
right. Ubers, Lyft, taxis, public
hotels,
transportation. There's no
friends'
excuse.
houses.
So I should also
Absolutely.
mention there are a couple of events, the Imperial Court events on the shoulder of the Night of 1,000 Gowns. On Friday night, we do what we call our out-of-town show,
Right.
which is a whole lot of fun. And it's an industry this year, right?
It's going to be at
It's
an
an industry
bar.
bar in the city. And this is an evening of getting to see performers from all of the courts from around the United States, Canada, and Mexico.
Right.
So these are all folks that are in town that are going to be coming to Night of 1,000 Gowns, and they perform. It's a really fun show to get to see. And again,
For the most part, it's the reigning monarchs from the out-of-town courts.
out of town courts. So that's on Friday night. That's at Industry Bar, and is that a ticketed event? I'm trying to remember. I don't think it is. You
Yes.
can just it is ticketed. So again, the tickets are available on our website
Or at the door.
at the door. Right. Then on Sunday. We have what we call our victory brunch. That sounds a little hyperinflated, but we have a brunch to celebrate. It'll actually be to celebrate the two of us stepping up,
That's
but it'll
right.
also be to celebrate all the wonderful things that Chiletta and Antonio have done for the past year. And that's on Sunday, and that's at Lips.
At Lips.
And
We
again,
love Lips.
Oh, we do, and that's a ticketed event, and you can get those tickets on our website as well.
There is limited seating on
Yeah,
that.
that one's kind of tough to do
Yes.
day of. So if you're interested in doing that, and please be interested because it's a whole lot of fun. Those tickets are available on the website, icny.org. Sorry.
And for a non-ticketed, just fun afternoon of meeting the people who actually survived, after the brunch, we always have a little party over at Stonewall that's usually hosted by our Rhode Island and Connecticut friends. And whoever's left, whoever's staying in town the extra day, they go down there. We play ridiculous games, and we just have some drinks, some snacks, and have some fun to waste away the rest of Sunday. Especially if you're going to stay the extra night. And then everybody can decide what they're doing Sunday night, as far as dinner and shows and stuff
Right.
goes. But it is a lot of fun. You get to, again, meet other people. There's no admission or anything like that. It's just come and meet court people.
Right.
So if you can't attend any of the other things and you want to see what's going on and see how crazy these people really are, come visit us for the after party.
That's
And
right.
just stop in, have a drink, look around, see how crazy we are, and
Stop
see
in
how
at
much fun you can
Stonewall.
have.
What could be better than that?
Well, I was just about to say that. That's if you haven't seen it, that's an opportunity to come down and see now a national landmark.
That's right. That's
Stonewall
right.
Inn down on Christopher Street. And I'm sure you'll probably be there that day.
I believe so.
Yeah. So I mean, you could also get a chance to meet one of the I won't promise this, but you may get a chance to meet one of the Stonewall veterans.
That's right.
That day too.
What could be better than that?
Exactly.
Who is
Exactly.
also
that.
a
Past emperor.
past monarch of the Imperial Court of New York.
That's
He
right.
is the Stonewall monarch.
That's right.
Him and
That's
Sugar
right.
were our Stonewall monarchs.
So once all that's over, then your real work starts.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much. So let me just, I don't want you to give anything away, but can you tell us a little something about what is your vision for the year of the two of you being emperor and empress?
So part of the process to become emperor and empress is that we have to develop a sort of a mission statement, if you will, for lack of a better term. And I think for me, I think the most important thing, I consider being elected emperor as the ultimate way to give back to this organization, because you do get a chance to just be out there and be visible. And so one of the big goals I think that I have for this year is to be at as many events, talk to as many people as I possibly can about the court, about the work we do. We're always looking for new members, and I think that's a great way of doing it, is talking to people and helping them. The other part of it is, I think that there are two organizations that I've chosen as my beneficiaries. One of them is the Senior Action in the Gay Environment, SAGE, because I am a senior citizen, and honestly, I won't go into the statistics, but there's a lot of stuff happening with senior gay people that needs to be recognized, that needs to be remedied, and SAGE is in the forefront of doing that.
Yes,
for that.
yes.
And the other charity that I chose is Trinity Place, which is the other end of the spectrum, which are these kids who have been thrown out of their homes just simply because of their sexual orientation and need a place to land. Trinity Place also has an amazing record of being able, they bring these kids in, work with them, and I believe, somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, it's over a 90% success rate of getting these kids off the street and getting them into...
I mean, they're literally saving these kids' lives.
Yeah.
They really
Well,
are.
it's not just getting them off the street. They've got a success rate of getting these kids into college.
Into college,
Right.
They get them off the street and into. That's what I was about to say. They get them into either a meaningful job or get them into an educational system, and so it really is an amazing way to help the community.
Right.
And so the direct answer to your question is just get my face out there as much as I possibly can.
That's what we need. That's what we need.
Yeah.
Yes. Because really, the Emperor and Empress, for this coming year, you are representing the Imperial Court of New York,
Right.
and you've got to, and it's quite a job. And what I've seen, it's work.
Oh, yes.
It's
It is.
work.
It is.
Emperor and Empress is not just so that you put a crown on your head and
absolutely.
everybody bows and curtsies to you.
No.
You have to work very hard.
So there's a saying in the court system about the crown doesn't serve you; you serve the crown.
That's right.
And that's what
right.
we do. And I think that's part of how it's what we can do as the monarchs for the organization. Yeah. We're looking forward to it, and the other thing is, again, because we're a married couple. I mean, part of what we talked about when we were stepping up is, as Keyth mentioned, I'm retired, and so there are going to be times when there'll be events where I'm going to be available and he's not, and vice versa.
That's right.
And so that's one of the nice things about being a married couple. We can look at the calendar and see which ones work for both of us, which ones work for one of us or the other. And,
Right. And it's
do it that
certainly
way.
easier to color coordinate.
Well, there is that too.
There is.
There is that too. And
We do a lot of that. Yeah.
and I harbor no illusions. I know that I'd much rather have the Empress than the Emperor, but sometimes
No.
the Emperor will show up and smile, and it'll just have to do.
We love the Emperor too.
Yes, we do.
Okay.
We do.
I especially love the Emperor.
Yeah.
Especially the Emperors,
Thank you.
especially.
So Graham has his charities.
Yes.
Mine are. I'm going to continue with Thursday's Child because I'm from Long Island, and I have a relationship with them. I'm also really big on, like I said before, making sure people don't go hungry.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I didn't get this way by starving. It's always been important to me. I helped organize and start a Thanksgiving dinner in San Diego, which the court of San Diego has taken over, and they're like on the 30th year now. It's been going strong. I don't plan on doing something like that here, but I do want to support God's Love We Deliver because they make sure people are fed.
Yes.
I know it's a larger organization, but you can never have too much support.
No.
So those are basically going to be mine. And of course, we're going to support each other anyway.
course, of
and these are
course.
not the only organizations we support. If somebody from the court wants to raise money for their charity, as long as we know that it's a legitimate charity,
Of course.
we're there. We're supporting it.
Right.
And you're not limited. We can still raise money for anybody who needs it.
Absolutely.
Right. And the court has raised money for organizations like Tyler Clementi Foundation.
Tyler Clementi, anti-bullying,
Matthew
we're very big on
Shepard
that.
Foundation. I mean, there's
We
Here on Long
have
Island.
annual events that support those, as well as some other events
Yes.
that pop up because somebody wants to raise a little extra for them.
And here on Long Island, for a couple of years, there's another fun thing that happens. It's called Drag-A-Go-Go, and
Drag-A-Go-Go,
they
yes.
supported the Delphi breast cancer.
Hello, Kevin G. Wisher.
Yeah. And they support the Delphi Breast Foundation.
Yes.
And so that's another organization. There's a organization called Solstice House, which is one of the charities that was brought to us actually by new members. It's people that have just joined the court that does things for suicide prevention among LGBTQ population. So there's a lot of different organizations that are part of what we do, and anybody that wants to do an event, if they have a particular organization, all these are vetted, of course, through the board of directors.
Correct.
And once they're vetted, then there's no reason why we can't raise money for any organization that people want to do. That's absolutely fine. We have our principal charities, but by no manner or means are they the only ones that don't have money raised for them during the year.
Correct. And for anyone who's listening, if they want to help and can't get to an event, they can always go to the ICNY webpage.
Correct.
And they can
make
donate money.
Make a donation.
A donation.
Absolutely.
Which, since it is a 501c3 organization.
Or they can also join our fan page on Facebook.
Fan page on Facebook.
We always post the upcoming events, where they're going to be, and a lot of times there is a donation button. If you can't make it and you want to donate
Right.
to a particular charity, you have the ability to do that. I do want to give a shout out to my friends Kevin and Sugar. They'll be producing their second Prom with a Purpose,
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
which is going to be May 9th. So you have to sign up for the fan page and go see all the deets about that.
Yes.
That's always a fun event.
It's an amazing event.
It really is. It really is.
They have a good show. They have people coming in from Lips and other places, high profile New York City entertainers, and it's a lot of fun.
That's right.
And that's an example of Kevin is one of our newer members. He came in
A couple years ago?
Yeah, he came in gangbusters, which is great.
Yes.
And Sugar is one of our former empresses. So
Past Empress.
past
Past
empress,
empress.
right?
Yes.
Right.
So, do you think there's going to be? Do you hope to create some sort of new annual event that something with your reign? You don't have to give details. I'm just curious.
I don't.
Maybe just a hint.
No, I think we have a lot of annual events, and then we have a lot of little pop-up events. I'd like to build on some of the events that we have. Make them a little bit bigger, a little bit more visible, and I mean they're already fun, but they'd
Yes,
be a lot more
always
fun
fun.
if more people knew about them.
Absolutely.
So I think with what we have an event at least twice a month. So I think we have enough events. We don't need another event. We need to have better.
I did see a sparkle.
We want to
in-
have better
in
events.
Graham's
I don't know.
eyes
My
when I
husband
said
might have
that.
something up his sleeve. I don't know.
No. You have to stay tuned to find out.
I do know one thing. You mentioned it, and it was like, oh, I went in on that. I went in on that.
Okay, I don't
Look,
remember, but we'll.
I'll remind you. I'm not going to reveal anything.
All right.
Girl has to keep a few secrets.
Very few when you're on the air.
Yes. So just to remind everyone, this weekend
Yes.
is the drag brunch
Yes.
at Land's
Land's
End this Sunday,
1 to 6.
1 to 6
In Sayville.
in Sayville. It's a brunch. It's
A show.
performances,
Raffles,
prizes.
50-50,
50-50, silent
50-50.
auction.
Silent auction, all kinds of
Amazing food.
Yeah.
Yes, one of the beneficiaries is
Thursday's
Child,
Child.
along with the Imperial Court of New York.
Correct.
Tickets are available at the door for $70. We can also get tickets online at
icny.tix.com.
There you go. There you go. So yes, this is and like we said, if you're familiar with Cocktails and Couture, this is just an extension of that.
Right.
We rebranded.
it's an evolution of it. It's
a dragalution.
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 Dragaloo.
It is now the drag brunch. So if you're familiar with the spectacular event that's always taking place at Flower Fields, this is the same spectacular event, but it's just going to be
And
at
it's
Land's
the
End.
same catering company.
Yes,
It's
so-
just a different view. Same impeccable service, incredible food. It's just we wanted to change it up and give some people something else to look at.
And
That's
see,
right.
well, since we're on Long Island, we wanted to see the water.
Yes.
The water.
The water.
Water.
The water.
See, my husband's a transplant from New Jersey, so he's got to make fun of us sometimes.
Well, so am I. I used to live there too. So, but yes. So that's this Sunday, the drag brunch at Land's End. I'm going to be performing.
Yes.
You will both be performing.
I'm not performing.
You're not performing,
I'm
but
not performing.
I might do a number.
we know you're doing. know you're doing a number, and you and I are part of a group number,
Right.
which is going to be a lot of fun. So I can't wait for that. So I just want to thank both of you so much for joining me today.
It was our pleasure.
Yeah, it really
So
was.
this was so much fun. It's
I mean, I had to put all this on to go to 7-Eleven
well,
anyway.
of course. I mean,
I
I was
need-
at Walmart.
I needed a coffee. I needed a coffee.
I was at Walmart in my rhinestone dress.
I
mean,
was,
of
I
course.
was, I actually was at Savers today.
Don't brag about that. Don't brag.
We love Savers. Donate to us, Savers. We love you. But yes, thank you both so much for joining me.
So glad
Thank
to
you
be
for
here.
having us.
I
This is
loved
great.
having you, and I can't wait for this Sunday for the drag brunch. And I want to thank everyone in the viewing and listening audience for joining us. And I will see you all again in 2 weeks. So until then, good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night.
Twilly-dilly-dee, 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 tweet, 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 tweet.
She talks to the people all night long, chatting and a gabbing and a singing her song. All the divas down on Rainbow Street love to hear Toni go tweet, tweet, tweet. Talking Toni,
Tweet, tweet,
talking Toni.
tweet, twilly-dee.
Oh, talking Toni gonna really gonna talk tonight.